G'day, my name's Stuart Chignall and welcome to Chestnut Nag's Tools from Japan. This is the third of 4 boxes that I got last week. Oh, I've still got my cold. Sarah told me to not repeat the sniffing montage. She said that my viewers might think it's funny, but she doesn't. And also my dad didn't think it was funny. I thought it was funny, but he didn't think it was funny. I sniffed. Okay, I'm gonna really try not to do that. Do I want Sarah here to see this or not? What's gonna give me the most brownie points?
Give me a kiss. I want to see it. Hurry up.
So you don't want the kiss?
No, I want to see what this is. Hurry up. Oh, is this my present?
Well, no, it's actually my present for me, but you know, I'll let you use it.
What is it?
To cook me stuff. Ooh, crikey. Oh.
Can you get something in there and wedge it out?
Yeah, possibly. Anyway, but it's a pot.
Cool.
With
I like pots.
with a spoon.
It's very cute. Alright, now I need to go.
Where's the kiss? Love you.
Love you too.
Alright, I've just got to work out how to get the lid out.
You want to be chisels and wedge it open?
Yeah, I'll work out something. I'm not using one of my chisels. These are grinding wheels. Oh wow, they're wide. Now it says they're diamond grinding wheels, but it doesn't look like a diamond wheel. Let's see how they work. Yeah, they might need a bit of balancing. Oh, I was about to say I have no idea what this is, but I just worked out what it is. That is a sharpening stone. Look at that. With buying a lot of these things, it's a case of putting myself in the right place at the right time. Like I'm always talking to the guys who are selling stuff overseas. I'm talking to people who are, you know, dealing with estate sales, garage sales, markets, whatever. And a lot of the time they've got stuff and they're trying to offload it. Now it takes a fair bit of time, and you have to buy quantity in order to deal with these guys. But you know, you get some really cool stuff. You also get a lot of junk from time to time. But that is a monster. There's the paper. Aha! The next layer. This looks cool. Where'd my knife go? Unfortunately, this got left in a pair of my pants and, you know, got wet. Well, it's pretty. I'll give it that. It feels rough, scratchy. It's almost like it's got bits of grit stuck on it, and maybe possibly some sort of lacquer. Yeah, it's definitely got a lacquer on the top. You can see there's a dribble that's come down there. So I think the grittiness is actually stuff that's stuck to the lacquer. Maybe you're meant to use it from that side, the unfinished side. That would make sense. Well, we have a bucket of water over here. Let's stick in the bucket. We'll come back to that later. Oh, before we do that, because the labels might float off. If anyone can speak Japanese, or rather read kanji, I would be very grateful if you could tell me what that says. Now, when Sarah saw these beauties in the last video, she it's quite funny because she was reviewing the video and she went, "Oh, what? Not another project." Well, here is the rest of the tools for that other project. Well, for one of many projects. So another point chisel. These are going to need grinding back because you don't want mushrooming, especially not cracked mushrooms. Now the reason I've got these, well, many reasons, but the first reason, the reason that's most relevant to this channel, is I've been hunting for natural sharpening stones here in Australia. One of my other channels is a prospecting channel, and while I'm out looking for gold and sapphires and rubies and stuff, I'm also checking out the stones, like what's around, because you know we've got a big continent here and I don't really think it's been checked out thoroughly for sharpening stones. the chances of me coming across some decent stones for sharpening is, well, it's certain because I've already found some. But you get a rough hunk of rock, it's a lot of work to shape that into a usable sharpening stone, unless you're lucky. So what I'm going to be using these stone carving tools for, and cut stone shaping tools for, is to shape the potential sharpening stones that I've got to a more usable shape faster than the way I've been doing it. I just need one more tool, and I've got enough tools to do that job properly, and that's a surfacing hammer, and I haven't managed to find one yet. Holy cow! What the hell is this? That is heavy. Okay, I think I know. But geez, I didn't think they were this big. Oh, okay. These are triangular files. Oh, and square files. So what do we got? Several different sizes, several different grades. This looks like a round file. Cool. It looks like a square file. Yep. So brand new, but a bit storage damaged. But geez, there's some really nice stuff. That's very fine. If you can see the difference in the tooth pattern there. Like here, without struggling, I can see the scales of the double cut teeth there. Whereas here, I can just see it. You know, it's a rough pattern. Well, this is same size package, but a lot lighter. Oh, wow. Far out, that is gorgeous. Okay, that might look a bit messy, but that's just the mild steel, the white steel. Yeah, it discolors and marks up at the drop of a hat, but it takes a wicked edge. In fact, it is that, like, it's not sharp, but it's yeah, I wouldn't. Well, that's sharp there. There's a rough bit, and there's a bit of corrosion there. I can feel it's rough. But that's, geez, that's a lovely blade. It's got a weight to it too. I got another one of these, which I've been shaving with in several other videos, and it's much finer blade. This has got some spine. This has got some heft. Vegetable knife. That's a bit boring. Stainless steel. I'm really not fond of stainless steel knives. But a Deba. That is nice. That's nearly new. Again, if any of my Japanese watchers can translate for me, I'd be grateful. Okay, now to me, that looks like a hunk of rock. It looks like a sandstone. It's not a mudstone. It's not a siltstone. It looks like a hunk of rock. But it could be a very good hunk of rock if it is a coarse sharpener. Far out. Okay, that was quick. Geez, that is one stroke. One stroke. Okay, well, if it can keep doing that, that's a keeper. That is brilliant. Ooh. Geez, that feels good. I think I'm just going to bring the microphone down and see if you guys can hear that.
Oh. Okay, I got a bit carried away. I did multiple strokes. Okay, it's a relatively coarse stone. I'd say sub 800, maybe a 600 grit stone. But it feels beautiful to work. I think we're going to stick that on the shelf.
Over time, you're going to see that shelf fill up with stones. Most of them will be Australian stones that I gather from around the place. There'll be a few Japanese ones there as well. hammer handles. For myself, I prefer to make a handle from scratch. But if anyone's buying the hammer heads off me and they want a handle already made up, more hammers. Nice. What's last? Last. Okay, that's cheeky. It's been glued back together. This feels a lot finer. If anyone can read that kanji. What I'm doing with the natural stones is when I see a lot of them, as in when I say a lot, I mean like there's a bunch of them there for sale. I'm just grabbing them. And the people that I'm buying them from, they're not stone sellers. They're not. They don't deal in natural stones, so they aren't classifying them. They aren't giving me any opinion on whether they're any good or not. They're just selling them and sort of letting them go. So some people who know what they're doing are buying off these guys, testing the stones out, taking the good ones, and then selling them for what they're worth. That means that it's possible for me to get some bargains, but it's also possible for me to bring in some rocks. Ha! That's interesting. It's almost it's polishing the metal, but if you look at the scratches, they're quite deep. So it's taking off a fair bit of metal. What's pretty common with coarse stones is that they start coarse and then they polish up as the grains abrade and go blunt. And that's one of the reasons why it's hard to find a good coarse stone, one that stays sharp. So this could be just a hunk of sandstone and it's great now, but in a couple of weeks of time, once I've used it a bit, it might be crap. And it will give me a polished, scratchy surface that doesn't really remove metal. Or it could be the stone I've been looking for as my first step for restoring my edge tools. Because that's coming up pretty quick. That is it. Another box. Okay, what am I going to give away? Ah! The way I run prizes is there's multiple prize draws. So, and the first prize draw is going to happen, very quickly within the first hour or so of the video being published. But the fifth prize draw might happen years from now. Because the way I draw it is that the first prize draw is done at 10 views, the second one is done at 100, and then 1,000, and then the fourth is at 10,000, and every time the number of views goes up by 0, there is another prize draw. I'll make it a Japanese file, and it can be any of the files that I currently have, not just the ones that came in this box, but any of the files that I currently have, your choice. So depending on which file you choose, that's a value $15 to $30, $40. Now so far, when I've been running the competition this way, the maximum number of people that have been competing for the first draw has been 2. Most of the time it's just one person who's left one comment, the video gets to 10 views and, well they're the winner. That's a very easy draw. For the 100 views, there's a few more people, but still not many. So if you're a subscriber and you see me putting a video out, it's worth you checking it out pretty quick. And, if you're coming to this video, sometime a long ways in the future, there's still a chance you can win. Because I'm still going to be doing these. Every time the number of views increases by 0, as soon as I know about that, I'll make the draw and you can win. But what am I going to restore out of this lot? What's going to be the special thing? Well, I know Sarah would like it to be this knife, because that is a beauty. But it could be that I put these to work. Get one of these restored. That's your call. You guys let me know what you want to see, all polished up and ready to use. And when I get the time, when I can get to it, I'll get to it. So, hope you had fun. I certainly have. And I will see you in the next video.